Hello fellow teachers, Jessica Talbot here with two new Web 2.0 tools for you to utilize in your classroom. We're looking at Nearpod and Edpuzzle. What I've done today is I've looked at the metric system and I put the same kind of content into both tools to show how they could be utilized differently. Okay, so here we go. Let's say you want to show your students this old-timey video about the metric system and integration. So what I would do is I'd copy that URL, go over to edpuzzle.com, and in the top, search or paste the YouTube URL. We're going to paste it in there, and we're going to search for our specific video. It comes up with the video I want, and what's great about Edpuzzle is that it allows you to cut the video in multiple ways. I can trim the beginning by sliding forward and back. I can trim the end by sliding forward and back.
When the United States converts to the Met.
And I can also add a cut right in the middle. So if I don't like a particular section, I can just add a cut. And then when I add a cut, I can trim one side or the other to get rid of the section I don't like. And I can do it again over here. It's not a one and done kind of thing, so it allows you to manipulate the video a lot more than other programs usually do. So as you can see, I've added different cuts. And I'm going to take this whole section right out because I just don't like it. It doesn't seem to fit my students. So I can do that and manipulate the video. Once I've done that, I can click on Finish. And that is my entire video. I can cut and paste the way I want. Additionally, I can go through and add questions embedded within each one. I didn't do that this time, but I wanted to show you how you could look at other people's. So if you click on Finish and scroll down a little bit, it tells you that there are 59 other videos of this particular one with other versions. And so Saralyn Larchek here has this video at 6 minutes 51 seconds and has 8 questions. So if I want to click on hers, it'll bring up her version of the video. I can check it to see if I like it. And just by simply clicking on these little raindrops below, it gives me her questions that she's asked about this video. Okay, whether they're open-ended, multiple choice, or even just a note. And it allows me to save a lot of time by looking at hers rather than having to create my own, which is pretty awesome. So anything to save time when it comes to teaching our curriculum. So again, you could add just a little note, which is wonderful, because it just re-engages the students back into the video content where they might disengage, but the video ends up stopping and asks them a question. So it cues them back in like, hey, you should be paying attention, which is really awesome, especially if they're at home watching these videos. It allows them to re-engage back with the content. So that is Edpuzzle. The other great thing with that is that you can embed it directly with Google Classroom, and it does an automatic grading system, so you don't even have those pencil and papers to grade after school, which is fantastic. So we're going to use this same type of video, but we're going to put it into a Nearpod next. So going over to Nearpod, I just wanted to show you I made this metric system lesson, and what I did is you could have live participation or you could have the student-paced participation. So we're going to click on preview though, just so that you can see the outline of the scope of what I've created. So in the preview, it shows how the students would view this. And so it comes up with a very basic kind of slideshow. But when there are moments of like too much content or we just need something else, I can add those activities or poll questions, lots of different content, videos, graphs, all of those things that are much easier to involve with Nearpod than they would be in a typical slideshow. So go ahead and previewing this. The first thing that comes up is that metric system video that we had before. So similar to Edpuzzle, I can trim on either side, the front and the end, but I can't trim in the middle using Nearpod. But I can ask these multiple choice or open-ended questions. It doesn't do a self-grading, but it does take a moment and pause the video for the kids to, again, re-engage, which is also nice. So we watch the same video linked within our slideshow without having to navigate away from this particular site, which is a time saver as well. So once we're done with the video, we can click onto our slideshow. We can engage our students more in the content that we need based on the metric system. So this is kind of what we've got going on over here. And at the very end of this, I'm going to click through because there's quite a bit of content here. Notice that we've used a lot of different pictures and GIFs and things like that to engage the students as well. But at the very end, I have created a formative assessment called Time to Climb. And this particular assessment, it asks the students to convert between different metric units, and the faster they answer, the faster they climb, and the likelihood they are to win. So it adds a little fun element to the end of the lesson where they get to do a competition rather than just a homework worksheet, which is really nice. So Nearpod has lots of other tools where you can monitor the student progress. If you did the student paced, you can see who's engaged, who's on task, how long they're taking to do it, how they've answered the different questions. There's a lot of feedback for the teachers as well, and it's very engaging content, which is what the students need in this day and age. So there's two different ways to teach the same lesson. Thank you for listening to my Nearpod and Edpuzzle talk. Have a great night.